Bryce. And your question is, in your opinion, how important is it for engineers to understand the physical meaning behind equations and not just plug them in and use them?
Jesus. My name is Bryce, and my question was, in my opinion, how important is it to know understand the physical meaning of an equation instead of just knowing how to use it? I think it's really important because if you know how to use the equation, you can know when to modify the equation and how to combine it. And in certain cases, knowing when to use a certain version of the equation, like a simple way is knowing when to use, like in dynamics, force is equal to mass times acceleration instead of the sum of the forces equal to 0. And both are big aspects, and if you use forces equal to mass times acceleration, you can change your number by a large margin. And knowing how to use the equation and the physical meaning, you know if the number is too big, knowing when to know if the equation is increasing or decreasing, and even checking the units at the end of the equation is very helpful in the long term. Because if you need joules, but your answer turns out to be in kilojoules or even newtons, you know something's wrong.
And then at what point do you think exactly it's acceptable to just rely on using equations in an undergraduate program?
I don't think it's very reliant, or you shouldn't really do it that much, but it's acceptable in new cases where you're learning something for the very first time in like dynamics or thermo. You can just assume like force is equal to mass times acceleration if it's like a simple question in a textbook or early practice problems, but you really shouldn't use it much.
Yeah, agreed.